Hey guys, it's Jen Greenberg, founder of the Police Wives Academy, and here is your assignment for today. So it's kind of a two-part thing. There's going to be one that is a challenge and one that is more of an assignment. So the first part, the challenge, this is going to be something that is a full day commitment, and it's the no complaining challenge. And I know that sounds, well, either you may think that it sounds easy or it sounds hard. But what I'm actually wanting you to find out from this challenge is how much complaining that we actually do. So this may, like specifically of course towards your spouse, but also we complain a lot. You know, we complain to our friends about a job, we complain to our spouse about the kids, we complain to our spouse about his schedule or his shift or an extra job or whatever. And when you're complaining, you are just kind of creating negativity and negative vibes, and it really serves no purpose. So what I want you to do is to try today to be complaint free. Some people actually do this as a 30-day challenge, which is crazy, but let's just start with one. So we're gonna be complaint-free for the full day, and I want you to just, you know, like every time that you kind of bite your tongue, like where you hold back a complaint, just kind of take note of what, like how you felt, what happened that made you like want to complain or whatever, and also just kind of realize how your decision not to complain maybe bettered the situation. So that is the challenge for the day. And the second part, the assignment, this is going to be more kind of a self-reflection, something where I need you guys to just kind of sit down with a pen and paper and just kind of think back a little bit. Some of you guys have been married for a long time, some of you are not married a long time, and I know we have some people that aren't married at all, but what I'm wanting you to do is to kind of take an analysis of expectation versus reality. So I know that we all are so excited and we're like in the most happy place of our life when we get engaged, and we have like all these expectations of what marriage is going to be like, what your guys' life is going to look like going forward together, and then the reality sometimes isn't always exactly what we thought it was going to be. So sometimes, you know, life just gets busy and hectic and stuff happens, and you don't realize how far off track that you got from where you originally wanted to go. There's an analogy that I've heard a lot, like in the business world and other things, about how like if a plane takes off in LA, in California, and is off just 1 degree from like its destination, let's say it's New York City, if it's off just 1 degree, it ends up landing like in New Jersey or something. And it's like, it doesn't seem like it would make that much of a difference. And it doesn't make that much of a difference like in the beginning, like when it's still over in the West Coast, but that 1 degree keeps on like compounding and makes a huge difference at the end when he's not landing in New York City. So it's important to kind of take an analysis of those expectations versus reality. So what I want you to do is sit down with pen and paper and write down a list of what your original expectations were for your marriage. Maybe it was something about where you were going to live, you guys were going to buy a house together, you were going to go on a vacation every year, you were going to attend your family's family reunion every year, you were going to be able to finish school, you were going to both have full-time jobs, or maybe your expectation was that he was going to have a full-time job and you were going to be a stay-at-home mom. Whatever those things were, just think about some of those original beliefs that you had about what your married life was going to be like, and then next to it write down the reality. Like if you originally thought you were going to buy a house together and you're living in an apartment, or you thought that you were going to travel and go on, you know, a vacation every year for your anniversary, and now it's your 20-year anniversary and you've only gone on a vacation 3 or 4 times. So like just kind of do that comparison of what you thought it was going to be and what it actually is. And maybe the reality has met your expectation or exceeded it. That happens too, and that's awesome when that happens. So I'm going to tell you that there's 7 feeling words, and this freaked me out when I first learned it, and it took me a long time to really grasp it. But I've gone to a lot of therapy sessions, life counseling type stuff with my husband from our recent issues and just us wanting to work on ourselves to be the best people, person, whatever, that we can be. And so it turns out that a lot of words that we use are not actual feeling words, like there's only 7. So they are anger, hurt, shame, lonely, glad, sad, and lonely. Was that all of them? Anger, shame, guilt, sad, lonely, glad, and, well, I'm gonna post them below in the notes. So if I didn't say them all, they'll be there. But anyways, I want you to go through each of those expectation versus reality situations that you wrote down and list an actual feeling word with each of those situations. And think about, like, does this situation make you sad? Or does it make you feel lonely? Does it make you feel glad? Does it make you feel guilt? Oh, I think that's the one I left out from the list. No? Oh. Well, anyways, so once you associate a feeling word with the situation, then think about blame. Like, is this something that you are blaming your spouse for? Or are you blaming yourself for this? Are you blaming your families for this? Like, think about where you are putting that blame and just decide if that's correct. Sometimes we just have this belief because we just decided, but there's no real truth behind it. So that's why I really want you to take the time to put a lot of thought into this and to associate each one of those things with a feeling word and then decide where you are holding that blame or maybe resentment or whatever. So that's your assignment. So challenge is no complaining. Assignment is write down your list of expectations versus reality. How do you feel about it and who do you blame? So thank you guys so much for being a part of this, and I look forward to hearing from you guys and seeing what you thought of today's assignment. Bye.